Welcome to this week's episode of Work and Travel TV. I'm Leah Bolton, and this is the show that helps adventurous types like you see the world and make money at the same time.
Oh yeah!
In today's episode of Work and Travel TV, we'll get to hear from a couple travel experts, not one, but two. Also, we will explore the newest addition to the Travel Toolbox. It's a great blog and resource that was developed by a couple that has been working and traveling around the world since 1997. And, of course, today's travel tip it's a pretty basic one this week: how to get a head start on the country that you're heading to. This week's question is sent in by Chris. He asked, is there an age limit on holiday working visas? Good question, something I've definitely looked into many times myself. There is an age limit, but it differs per destination country, and it also depends on where you're from. For most countries out there, you need to be under the age of 30, unfortunately, and over the age of 18, and for a few others out there, under the age of 35. So some give you a bit more time. But it is definitely best to inquire through the country you wish to travel to. If you have a question about working and traveling as well, please feel free to submit your questions through the Ask Leah page through the tab at the top.
Travel tips.
Today's travel tip: how to get a head start on the country you're heading to. The obvious answer to that is learn a bit of the language prior to arriving, unless you already speak it, and then you're gold. It's going to help you immerse into the culture and the place easier, and you'll definitely enjoy yourself more, and you're going to meet a lot more people. There's a ton of online language courses you can take. For example, one that I recommend is tellmemore.com. It's a lot cheaper than signing up for a regular classroom, and it's easy to use. And now it's that time to check in with our latest experts today, because we have two. Some people like you and I who have experienced a work and travel journey out there in the world. Today on Work and Travel TV, our special guests are a couple who has been traveling since 1997. Yes, we have two guests today, Caz and Craig Makepeace. They are also the creators of whytravelblog.com. We're going to take a quick look at that a bit later as well. So you guys have been to 35 countries and you've lived in 5, always finding a way to explore the world. Too many experiences to share in one interview, that's for sure. Maybe you can tell us what the entire experience has given you thus far. A couple things.
I guess working in other countries allows us to see a lot more of the world. It gives us better opportunity to save money and make money so that we can travel in the country that we're living in and also the countries around that area. Australia is so far away from everything. So we tend to find a working holiday suits us, and we've just had just an amazing time. We've lived in, as you said, 5 different countries, and just that experience is a travelling experience, but you also get to know the culture so much more because you're immersed in it every single day, and every day's an adventure. The normal 9-to-5 stuff that you do in your normal home country, you're doing in another country, so it's all exciting and new for you.
I knew you guys were going to have a ton of stories. Tell me about some of the main work and travel jobs that you two have had over the years.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I'm a primary school teacher, so I've mostly done that in different countries around the world, and a bit of teaching English as a second language as well in Thailand. And I've also done a bit of waitressing and bar work too.
Yeah, as for me, my background's mostly in construction. So I worked in Dublin, Ireland in construction, also in the US in North Carolina. Other than that, I did some teaching for 6 months, teaching English in Bangkok, Thailand, to high school students. Worked on a pearl farm off a remote part of Western Australia.
Anything else?
Yeah, my most recent job, I worked for Delta Airlines in Raleigh, North Carolina for 18 months, which was a great experience.
So how did you manage to get these jobs, being in the right place at the right time, or are there specific certifications you had to get?
For the UK and for Thailand and America, I'd actually arranged work before we left. I had had interviews to go with certain programs that arranged your working holiday visa, found you a job, and so made the whole process a lot easier. But in regards to my bar waitressing work, it was just a matter of showing up in the country, turning up to the restaurants, the bars, wherever, knocking on doors and seeing what you could get.
Yeah, as for me, working in Ireland was obviously with a working holiday visa. Through Australians get up to 30 years of age in various countries. Through the teaching job in Thailand, that was a right place, right time situation. I don't have any qualifications in teaching. They were actually looking for an Australian accent, so it was basically, just got very fortunate there. And I had a J2 visa in the US.
Cool, so there you go. Sometimes you can come prepared with the right certifications, or sometimes you can just find the job there. So guys, what are a couple of your awesome travel highlights?
A highlight for me, I guess, was Africa. We spent 5 months in East Africa, backpacking from Uganda down to Cape Town. And, it's basically public transport, planes, trains, boats, getting lifts with other travellers and stuff. So, yeah, that was awesome. Be able to see the animals in the wild, go on safari, amazing beaches, in the townships. That was very memorable. Camping out in the wild, hearing the animals at night time. It was, Africa, it really gets under your skin. So that was one of my favourite experiences.
Yeah, I think Africa definitely for me, and Southeast Asia is a place I absolutely love to go to. There's so much culture there and history and so much to explore, and just the lifestyle is so relaxed and easygoing, beautiful beaches, very cheap, delicious food, just everything you really want. So it's a really great getaway for me, and lots of adventure as well.
So for viewers out there, what is your advice if they want to follow in your footsteps? Being a couple, there's a lot of couples out there and they know that this work and travel situation is possible thanks to you. I know you have a great blog with advice and links as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Come and check out our blog, ytravelblog.com. That's just the letter Y. And also our Facebook fan page. We've got a great community. That's facebook.com/ytravelblog. Come and check it out.
Awesome. So thank you guys for joining us on this week's episode of Work and Travel TV. It's been a blast. And we're going to take a quick look at ytravelblog.com in our toolbox in a moment. Again, Caz and Craig Makepeace. It's been a pleasure.
The Travel Toolbox.
Today we'll be taking a look at ytravelblog.com. It's a great blog and resource that was developed by a famous couple that has been working and traveling around the world since 1997. You might know them, Caz and Craig Makepeace. Their blog is dedicated to you, to helping you travel by offering tips, travel planning, working abroad resources, and much, much more. So head on over to the Travel Toolbox page. The latest site will be posted with a link at the top of the list. Let's check it out. A great addition to the Travel Toolbox page. Just click on their logo. It'll take you straight to their page. Now this page is laid out very nicely in the categories. About us, if you want to know more about Caz and Craig. Destinations, the places they've been. They have a ton more information on those places. Follow their blog if you want to do that. Just scroll down here. They've got a ton of information. Travel planning. Now more information on accommodation, flights, budgeting and planning, backpacking tips and travel resources. Always great advice. Travel tips and work abroad. We're just going to click on that here. That's going to be your main tab. You're probably going to be looking at more information on visas, teaching overseas, gap travel and volunteer abroad. So stuff like that. They've got a lot of information. And if you're like me and you forget about sites, just go to the Travel Toolbox, or you can sign up for their free newsletter. So there you have it. You can find the site in the Travel Toolbox page, where it continues to grow every single episode. Work and Travel TV will be your one-stop shop for all of your travel tips and landing that perfect travel job. And that's it for today's episode of Work and Travel TV, the show that helps adventurous types like you see the world and make money at the same time. In the next episode of Work and Travel TV, we'll be speaking with a stage manager who has toured all over the world. And we will have a new addition to the Travel Toolbox, as well as another useful travel tip for your journeys out there. We're here to give you the ins and the outs to help you find that perfect job. I'm Leah Bolton, and thanks for watching.